What is up, my brothers from another mother? Going to do a video today on the ROI of your time invested. I did a live chat the other day, just kind of like a random show. And one of the conversation pieces that came up that I want to dedicate a full video to is the notion of the return on investment. That's what ROI stands for. I was surprised some people didn't even know what ROI was. So just going to start this up. I got to turn on the air because it's kind of hot. It's September and it's one of those kind of warm fall days where it's going to get up to about 30 today, and it is warm. Oops, I'm not going to lie. It's going to get hot. So we're going to do this with a top up so you guys can hear me and so I don't bake in the sun. But I just had a great meeting with my realtor. You guys probably know this already, but I do some stuff with real estate, and we had to catch up on some key items. But ROI, let's talk about that. You guys get to hear this glorious V10 as I drive today. And a lot of people are not that attentive to what they spend their time on, if I'm being honest. I always put a lot of attention on what am I getting out of investing my time into this equation, if you will, if that makes sense anyway. And this isn't something that I was, always attuned to. In fact, I was terrible at it because there was a lot of times younger in my life where I spent way too much time, if I'm being honest, just had my beard trimmed and I got a little bit of hair in there still, where I'd spend too much time doing dumb shit that didn't have any kind of potential payoff or opportunity for potential payoff. Playing video games way too long. Spending time with too many people that were energy vampires, like big time losers, way too long. Things like that. So essentially, I got this, believe it or not, from a documentary that I was watching the week after I got laid off when I think I was 29 or 30 at the time. And I spent a lot of time around that week or so consuming stuff around biographies, documentaries, and a lot of military channel stuff. But there was a documentary, or a biography, if you will, that came out on Ron Jeremy. If you don't know who he is, he was I guess he was a popular porn star in the 70s and 80s, the Hedgehog. He was this little fat Jewish guy. And he was an interesting character, but they basically followed him around. And one of the key takeaways from that conversation was the guy does not invest any of his time in any social circumstance unless there's a payoff greater than or equal to the time that he invested in it. And I put some thought into that. And it's interesting that some of these lessons can come from the most bizarre or awkward places. But to give you a very good example of it, I'm going to pick on my dad and my brother a little bit here because they play these fantasy league football things. And one argument would be, well, that's fun. You're entertaining yourself. And my argument is, okay, well, you're spending, it's not even hours. It's multiples of, sometimes even hundreds of hours looking at stats, researching stats, and the payoff is the investment. Is that window up? Yeah. The payoff is your $20 investment in a pool of a bunch of people, which might have a potential payout of, I don't know what it is, it's $200 or $400, something like that, depending on the number of people that get involved. And what is that payoff really worth? If you're putting 100 hours into trying to figure out what your pretend team is going to get you as far as bragging rights in a group of other guys that want to brag about it, the eventual payoff is a couple $100 in a payout and some little shitty tiny trophy that's like this big that they get to display on their shelf. And I don't get it, and that's just my mindset. But I guess my mindset has always been attuned to get a return on investment, and that's on time, effort, and money spent on something. Let's take that very same example. The 100 hours you spent until investing into your fantasy league football team, which will give you bragging rights and a little trophy and a couple $100 in the payout pool. Is that really worth it? I mean, to some people that will be, but to me it's not, because I look at it like, well, I could learn a new skill. I could read a book on investing in stocks. A lot of guys ask me questions. Well, how do you make $1 million? How do you invest in something? How do you get your business off the ground? The same way that I figured it out, man. You put time into learning that skill or that trade so that you can apply it. I don't know. I mean, am I off here? You know, sometimes I feel like I'm batshit crazy talking about this stuff, but it makes such clear and common sense. You know, I said on Twitter the other day, I said, you know, common sense is a lot like deodorant. I can't remember what I said exactly, but it's something like, you know, common sense is a lot like deodorant. The people that need it the most don't fucking use it. You know, I feel the same way a lot of the times about common sense and when it comes to ROI on time investment of things. You can apply the same concept to relationships with women. You can apply the same concepts to work that you can do. You can apply the same concepts into real estate opportunities that you get involved in. It's pretty consistent. You unplug it in one area of life and it can go somewhere else very, very easily, and the ROI can be immense. So all I'm saying here, guys, you know, this is kind of another one of my shorts or my shorter sort of videos, is be attentive to things that you're doing in life. Ask yourself the next time you're doing something or an event that you go to, is there a return in investment on this time, effort, energy, money, whatever spent? And some people are going to say, Rich, you're an asshole. You should just do things because you like it, because they're fun, you know, blah, 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 blah. But I'll tell you what, if you're doing that more often than not, you know, spending your time in areas that don't have an ROI, I can tell you why you're broke and poor and not attentive to your self-care. Okay? People that say, oh, I don't have time to go to the gym. Bull fucking shit. You have time to go to the gym. You have time to eat properly. Stop binging on Netflix or stop playing fantasy football leagues for hours at a time. You can find the time. It's just a matter of what is a priority to you. And if your priority is, you know, a good ROI on your time invested on something, that will come. Anyway, I don't need to bang on about this one too much in this video. Just wanted to talk about that very briefly. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Am I right? Am I wrong? Is there somebody that needs to see this? Share the video with them. And again, I'm going to end this video by saying two things. One, my private community for men is wide open now. If you want to get involved, it's $10 a month. You get access to premium content that is not uploaded to the channel. You get access to Q&A sessions with me and a private Facebook community with a couple hundred guys that are working on real shit to try to become better versions of themselves. If that's not for you, there's also a join button by the subscribe button, which will give you access to a little bit of that, and it also adds a little more support to what I'm doing. Thank you for that, and remember, Tactical Soap Company is a channel sponsor. Great shirt I got from Scott. Be relentless in life. Pay attention to your ROI. There's a discount code if you use the checkout code Cooper at checkout for the product. It's great, and it helps create the content I'm doing on my channel. I'm grateful to the Tactical Soap Company for continuing to sponsor the creation of my work. See you guys in the next video. Peace.